Okay.
Yeah.
What's Gucci people? How you darn? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It is a Thursday. It's a Thursday here. It's a Wednesday there. Hope you're having a
Wednesday.
fantastic day. Go ahead and hit that like button as you join the stream. And Jamiril is asking how he can join today's mock draft. So, Badake, before
Absolutely.
we go any further, why don't we go ahead and answer that question?
Yeah, man. First of all, welcome to the stream. If you need and want to join the not need, if you want to join a mock draft, all you have to do
What if you
is
need, though?
join. If you need to, there's a way. But if you want to, there's also a way. So
Okay.
join the link in the description. Join our Discord. Okay, the links in the chat and in the description. Go to our Discord. Go to DynastyLand tab with the orange footballs. Then go to content releases. It's really simple there. You're gonna see all these different tabs. Fantasyland is the main tab. Click on that first. Go to content releases right after that, and you can see where I posted a link to this live stream. Go there, and that's exactly how you can join this mock draft. Once again, join our Discord, Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, content releases, and that's exactly where I'll be posting a link. It is first come, first serve. We'll be going live every single day. Not every single day, Monday through Thursday.
Imagine.
Imagine, oh my goodness, Monday through Thursday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we appreciate you, and hopefully you get into one. This is a good time to get into a mock draft. Usually
It's
the
a
week,
little bit of like the dead zone
the
right now.
low, yeah, it's the low period right now where not that many people are. The people aren't like real Dynasty followers are
Hardcore,
kind
like
of
that's
just
all you do. That's your life, and
yeah, kind of
it's your
just
favorite
forgetting about
passion.
it. There's a good opportunity if you get into a mock draft nowadays, but after, I would say after the NFL draft, goodbye.
Yeah.
There's going to be no chance. It's going to be really hard to get into one. So once again, link in the chat, link in the description, Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, content releases, and that's the easiest way and fastest way to join a mock draft. So hopefully
Yeah.
you get in today.
Okay, so if we hit 100 likes on today's live stream, we're going to give you the option to either do a first round of an NFL draft or to do another rookie mock draft. So that will be an option for you guys. But thanks for joining. What's up, Chris? Lloyd, this will be a super flex. Matt, we just discussed that, but welcome in. What's up, the hot Nichols? What's good? What's up, Daniel Macy?
Nichols.
He says 8
How we
days
feeling, baby?
until the draft.
Talk it up.
Come
Talk
on.
it up. Something special is happening. I love the countdown. I
How
want to
did
see it
you
every
meet?
single day.
Was it romantic? Yes, it was very romantic.
Yeah, we looked each other in the eyes and said we're meant to be.
You know,
together.
actually, now that I think about it, the first time we met was at the Super Bowl. Was not at the Super Bowl, but
At the
was
Super
a
Bowl.
Super
It
Bowl
was-
party.
It was the Atlanta Falcons versus New England Patriots, and oddly enough, I actually went to Zach's house where I ended up moving into, and with all the boys, and I left. I think it was like third quarter. I was like, "Oh, this game's over." I went back to like the school that we were going to, because they were also showing, and we lived really close to school, and they were also showing it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna walk over there, and the walk was probably about like 10-15 minutes, right? Like, and I was just chilling, walked over there. When I went back, the Patriots scored like 2 touchdowns. I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what? And then the whole time I was like, damn, Atlanta's choking. I just remember this one kid that was at our school, that was actually from Atlanta, and he was a Falcons fan. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if you know
Sorry
the
for your
guy,
loss.
but I don't want to say his name on stream.
Yeah.
You know, keep him stuff
Yeah.
private. But yeah, it was unlucky.
You guys think Stroud or Young will go one? I think it's. I've been on the Bryce Young train. I think if you trade up, it's for a generational player that you don't see often, like Bryce Young. That's just my opinion. Are you still on CJ Stroud, or what are you thinking now?
Before I was on CJ Stroud, I felt like a lot of things were pointing towards CJ, and it made sense. I thought the Carolina kind of wanted that big body build in CJ, the big body quarterback. But with all the reports now, it is definitely leaning me towards Bryce Young. Bryce Young canceled the rest of his visits, which kind of, at least from the reports, which kind of means that why would he do that? Why wouldn't he listen to all of his options? If if there was a chance that he wasn't going to get picked in the first, which makes me believe that the Panthers say, hey, we're taking in the first, cancel everything. Here's the playbook. And that's exactly why he canceled it, right? Because he has the playbook in hand. He's already going through all those motions. I'm believing, right? So I would be really surprised if Bryce Young is not picked going to the Panthers. But yeah, it's definitely more leaning towards Bryce Young right now for me.
I just got a trade offer, so I wanted to just look at it. You know when you get that notification and you're like, ooh, what could this be?
Oh, okay.
So let me just look at it real quick. Oh, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, guys. Come on.
Badake, show your dogs. Sick Cam says, Hot Nichols says, let's go Giants. What's up? Jimbo, welcome into the live. 21 days until the Delta rookie draft, Daniel says.
Look it up.
Chris says, what do I think about Flowers working out with Mahomes? I think it's awesome, but there's no scenario in which Flowers is going to be there at 31. So if the Chiefs want him, it would be a perfect landing spot. I think he fits that offense beautifully. He's exactly what they need, but they're going to have to trade up. Like, remember how we thought Jahan Dotson was going to go early second round last year or late first?
Yeah.
Flowers isn't going to go late first. It's just not going to happen. So, but I love to see it, of course. Who do you think is a higher prospect? They're in the same tier for me. What's up, Olaf? What's up, Harmon? We'll get to this question, Andrew. Hang out with us just so we can get to the content. We'll get to this question a little bit deeper into the stream. But let's start off today just by talking about, and thanks for joining us, Andrew. Just want to make sure that, you know, there's always those people in the chat who are like, get to the stream. This is why we're here. Get to the stream. Or get to the mock draft. Let's talk about this Trey Lance rumors. We had the great honor and privilege to have Danny from Fantasy Stock Exchange on the stream yesterday. We did a Dynasty startup mock with him. Check it out if you haven't yet. It's the most recent stream. And Danny gave me a little bit of life with Trey Lance because I've been hurt. I've been hurt by Trey Lance before. But now I just don't think we really know what to do. Reports are that the 49ers are fielding calls. That doesn't mean that they're making calls, right? If calls come in, they're listening. They're saying, okay, what are you going to offer? So there's a realistic chance that Trey Lance is traded. As someone who likes Trey Lance, I just want to know. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again today. I just want to know. Is he good or not? I don't care. I just want to give him an opportunity to start somewhere, to develop. I just want the answer. I just want an answer, you know? I don't want this continual question of what could he have done? Well, he's backing up, you know, Brock Purdy. What could he have done? I don't care. I just want an answer. I just want to know either way.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe he's traded.
Maybe he is traded. And I would say I'm so kind of surprised that it is the Vikings maybe fielding for Trey. I thought it would be, you know, one of these middle of the pack teams like Tennessee, like Atlanta, like Vegas. I wasn't expecting the Vikings specifically to be there. I'm not saying that.
Can I ask where that report was from? I'm gonna try and find it here.
Where did you see that? I can't. Well, it's right. What, the Vikings?
The Vikings one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were passing it right there.
Oh, was I?
Like
My bad.
It was like teams that
JPA. It's a rumor.
Yeah, it's a rumor.
Okay.
Like I'm not saying that I don't think the Vikings can be in contention. I'm expecting someone like the Falcons, someone like Vegas, someone I would even say the Titans, the Packers, Washington.
Let's throw another name into the ring there. How about the Houston Texans? Because they apparently don't like CJ Stroud.
Exactly. So for one of these teams that maybe had the opportunity to take Trey last year, you know what? Because not last year, but has 2 years ago now, right? So probably wanted Trey, couldn't get him, and maybe still likes him over some of these quarterbacks here. If I'm Atlanta, I'm calling for Trey because I think Trey is the better. Well. Yeah, exactly. If I'm Vegas, I'm also calling for Trey, right? If I'm Washington, I'm calling for Trey. And I want to hear those names, those teams kind of come up in reports because, once again, not saying that the Vikings aren't a team that's suitable. I think they're in a different, I would say, area in their process right now, right? Mm-hmm. So
I'll say this as well. Like, I don't believe the Niners will get a first-round pick for Trey Lance after the injury. I would be shocked if a first-round pick is involved. I'm thinking a second is probably the most they would get. That's
wild.
That's
man.
really
That's wild.
as much as I think that they can afford to get for a Trey Lance. As crazy as that sounds, but I mean, you look at teams who are early second. Houston, pick number 33, could make sense. The Colts at pick number 35, if they want to go defense early. I don't know. Like, you guys let me know if I'm wrong. I don't see them getting, like, there's no way they get pick 12 from Houston. That's just not happening. They're not getting pick 11 from Tennessee. Washington is going to send pick 16. Well, we're really stupid, so maybe we would. Like, maybe you could start to have a conversation around pick 23. Maybe that's the earliest pick I could justify.
Okay, which makes sense for the Vikings. Maybe that's why they were calling. But, you know, I think there's definitely options. There's definitely teams without a doubt. I'm not saying I don't like him going to the Vikings. I just want to hear these other teams, because once that comes popping, I think that's a true, realistic opportunity for, once again, Atlanta, the Titans. I would like I said, Vegas, all those guys, to say, okay, Trey Lance is available. Let's definitely see what we can get for him. So
yeah,
I'm liking it. Tampa.
We
haven't said Tampa.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
I think they're all on board for 2024 draft. Here's what I'll say: if I had to make one guess of who it's going to be, let's just make one guess here each. I'm going to guess it is the Houston Texans pick 33. And the reason I say that is because maybe it's all a smokescreen right now, but it feels like Will Anderson is a Houston Texan. That's what it feels like to me. D'Amico Ryans is there. He meant a lot to their defense. He was a pillar. And if he's a defensive-minded coach, that the first pick you make as a head coach, you want that to be a centerpiece. And maybe he views Will Anderson that way. So Will Anderson goes to the Texans at pick 2. At pick 12, they draft a wide receiver. And at pick 33, they send that away for Trey Lance. So now you have Trey Lance, Davis Mills battling that out in camp with this new regime. Keep in mind that there is history with Trey Lance and this coaching staff, right? D'Amico Ryans was the defensive coordinator there, and if I believe, I could be wrong, that they brought over an offensive coordinator that was connected to San Francisco as well. I could double check on that, but I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Sure. I mean, I can definitely see that scenario. For me, my team will probably have to be the Titans.
The Titans.
Blaze is running around with a toy. Will have to be the Titans. They're the team that is just outside to go up and jump for a quarterback. They're in this kind of rebuild mode, and doesn't sound sexy, but I think that's a realistic possibility. You know, I think I'm not saying Malik is similar to Trey, but they tried that, right? They were trying to go in that pivot, a mobile quarterback. They were trying to bring some more diversity and dynamic to their offense, and I think that's exactly what Trey can bring, especially being a dual threat guy. So if they can come in and get, you know, Trey Lance for the 41st pick in the second round, or give that up, I think that could be a really, really good opportunity. It doesn't sound sexy, and I think that's exactly what we need to realize. You know, A lot of moves aren't sexy in the NFL. A lot of moves that we want to happen, like we say, you know, we would love Trey Lance to go to the Colts. We would love Trey Lance to go to, Green Bay or whatever team. But some of these teams aren't going to be ideal for them, right? So,
I just wanted to talk quickly. You mentioned not every deal is sexy. When I tell you Twitter is a place that you should be very careful investing your time in, yesterday when the Steelers traded for Allen Robinson, all I saw on my timeline was, so how about George Pickens? Who's worried about George Pickens now? George Pickens' stock is in danger. And I had to tweet out, no one really cares or really saw it, but I said, I can't believe I even need to say this, because he couldn't even beat out Ben Skoranek for targets. But Allen Robinson is not a threat to George Pickens' dynasty value. This is why Twitter's a dangerous place, people. Anyway, okay, let's do what we're actually here to do. which is a Dynasty rookie draft. And let's remind people how they can join today's mock draft, and then we'll get to it.
Yes, guys, join our Discord. Link in the description below. Also, link is going to be in the chat. Join our Discord. Go to Fantasyland tab. Go to content releases, and that's exactly where I'll be posting a link. You can see where I posted the link to this live stream saying another day, another mock draft. Come hang, fan. That's exactly where I'll be posting that link in that chat. So join that. Once Zach sends the link to me, I will send that out to you guys. And just be ready. Once again, and another thing, if you're new here and you're trying to join a mock draft, try and go on a computer, some sort of laptop, a PC. If you're doing it on your phone, there's a bit of lag, delay, trying to go back and forth from the live stream, maybe to Sleeper. So we really encourage you to go on your phone there. And let me join this.
Jasmine said, I haven't been able to get in one of these rookie mocks since the Great Depression. It's been 84 years, that meme.
I'll go to 10. Okay, here we go. I'm going to content releases. I am posting the link in here in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Some sort of laptop, NP.
Sounds like a, sort of like a 64-year-old dad trying to understand technology. All right, we have the mock draft we're using for landing spots today, guys, is from CBS Sports. 4 hours ago, Chris Trapazzo released a 7-round mock. This is in the link below in the description, but it's also in the chat. So Bryce Young's a Texan. CJ Stroud is a CJ Stroud is a Texan, and they traded up with the Cardinals. Maybe they get the best of both worlds, Badake. This is cool. Huge. I like this.
That's good.
And this mock, the Cardinals move in this pick for number 12, number 65, and one of Houston's 224 first-round picks. Okay, so they get CJ. They get Will Anderson. That's cool. I like this angle. That's cool. You can argue about the compensation, but that's a cool angle to take. A-Rich is a Colts. Then we see Bijan Robinson to the Falcons. People keep saying that these teams who are rebuilding aren't going to take a running back.
Let's take a running back. I don't get that. There's so many people in the that really like. There's no way they're getting a running back. They need. We need to remember these teams go best player available. And I don't know. There's so many different ways. I don't see how Bijan Robinson is not off the board if he's available for some of your teams that are rebuilding, right? Like the Falcons, like the Bears. So
yeah,
what do I know?
I think he's going top 15. I would be surprised if he's not off the board. So Will Levis goes to the Titans. A little early for Miles Murphy. People are very split on Miles Murphy. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a Packer. Jordan Addison is a Steeler. If there's a team to pick Addison in the first round, shouldn't it be the Steelers to pair Addison with Kenny Pickett? Absolutely. Yeah, let's just ignore that they have Pickens, Deontay, Pat Freiermuth, now Allen Robinson, Calvin Austin. Okay.
I mean, that's loaded. That's loaded, baby. Come on.
Then we see Quentin Johnson to the Ravens. Zay Flowers to the Giants, Jalen Hyatt to the Cowboys, Dalton Kincaid to the Saints, Michael Mayer to the Bucks. Okay, and then into the second round where we see Darnell Washington to the Texans. Hendon Hooker goes to the Seahawks, so that's interesting there. That's a nice landing spot for him. Josh Downs goes to the Falcons. Hate the landing spot, love the player. Let's see how that pans out in this mock draft. Luke Musgrave is a Chicago Bear. I'm sorry, Cole Kmet. I'm sorry, Luke Musgrave. This sucks for everyone. Not named Justin Fields. Detroit Lions go Jahmyr Gibbs. Why? Because we just want the world to burn. That's some people just want the world to burn type pick. And what's the name of the guy who did this mock draft? What's his name? His name is Chris Trapazzo, and I can confirm that Chris Trapazzo is one of those people who just wants to see the world burn. Tucker Kraft goes to the Cowboys. Sam Laporta is a Buffalo Bill. Rashee Rice is a Bear. Then we see in the third round, the Chicago Bears go Zach Charbonnet. Jonathan Mingo goes to the Cardinals. A.T. Perry to the Chiefs. Kayshon Boutte to the Texans. Cedric Tillman to the Seahawks. Marvin Mims to the Chargers.
Okay.
Devin A-Chain to the Giants. Let's see. Tank Dell to the Panthers. Israel Abanikanda to the Cardinals. I like that in the third round. Tank Bigsby to the Bucks. Zach Kuntz to the Raiders. Tyler Scott to the Niners. Into the fourth round, where we see Xavier Hutchinson to the Saints, Chase Brown to the Eagles, Kendre Miller to the Panthers, Tajay Spears to the Patriots, Dontavion Wicks to the Steelers, Bryce Ford Wheaton to the Chiefs, Jaden Reed to the Seahawks, Michael Wilson to the Cowboys. I like it. Eric Gray goes to the Chiefs.
Chiefs, be careful.
DTR to the Panthers. Jalen Moreno Cropper to the Bills. Let's just go Dwayne McBride to the Jets. Just relevant players at this point. Yeshivas to the Titans. Trey Palmer to the Bears. Keaton Mitchell to the Chargers. Zach Evans to the Ravens. I like that landing spot for Zach Evans. Parker Washington to the Vikings. Rashawn Johnson to the Colts. Not very good. Okay, so if you guys want to see the rest of these landing spots, you can check out this mock draft. Did Sean Tucker get drafted? No, he went undrafted in this one.
One undrafted. I don't like it for Sean.
It's scary.
Come on, baby.
It is scary.
Get the pro day. Get the pro day, Sean.
So there will be 2 minutes on the clock. We'll pause after each round. It's a Superflex PPR rookie mock draft. Let's get this thing popping. Okay, Bijan Robinson at the 101 off the board. And Bryce Young is a Panther, so no need for me to question. Bryce Young, my QB1. I'll take him here at the 1-2. I'm seeing Bryce Young fall as the third quarterback off the board pretty quickly. In the last month, at least, like within the community, I'm seeing Bryce Young fall. I don't know about you, but four quarterbacks go off the board, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I mean, I don't know if I'm looking in the wrong places or whatever, but I haven't seen him fall all the way to the fourth. He's definitely fall to the 104 in our mocks.
Yeah.
You know, before he hasn't done that recently. But let's see.
Yeah. Okay, so after those 4 quarterbacks go off the board, we see JSN at the 1-6. He went to the Packers. I really like the thought of JSN and Christian Watson complementing each other. I think they are, I'm not going to say the perfect pair, but they feel like they could be a very successful duo for the Packers moving forward. Gibbs goes at the 1-7, Johnson at the 1-8, Flowers at the 1-9. Badake, you're on the clock. What are you thinking here?
You know, I'm still going talent here. My wide receiver 3, and that's Jordan Addison. I have to take him here. I know the Pittsburgh Steelers, a lot of mouths to feed there, but with the connection with Kenny Pickett, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think he immediately goes into the slot or on the outside. He played in the slot in Pittsburgh with Kenny, so maybe he stays in the slot with him at the Steelers, right? So I kind of like this landing spot for Jordan Addison.
Okay. First round
Charbonnet
went quite quickly. People knew exactly what they wanted to do. Remember, Bryce Young, Bijan Robinson is a Falcon. Bryce Young is a Panther. A-Rich is a Colt. Stroud goes to the Texans. Levis goes to the Titans. JSN to the Packers. Gibbs goes to the Lions, which I hate. And it would be tough to pass Gibbs up at the 1-7. But man, why? I just want to ask why this was the landing spot. I just don't understand it.
I think this is why I think Gibbs or other running backs are getting drafted to the Lions, is because there's a specific role. He is going to be a pass catching guy. Not saying that he can't be the do-it-all. Not saying he can be the 1-2 and the pass catching, but I think the way they're seeing it, how they want to do a rotation, when what we saw with Jamal, right? What we saw with Swift is that maybe Monty has a Jamal role, maybe has the 1-2 down, and then Swift comes down, which aka Jahmyr Gibbs comes in the third down role and is the pass catching guy. They probably like that rotation, that rotation of running back, and I think that's the only way I can justify that in my mind. Does it make sense? I don't like it, but I agree. I hate it as well. But I think that's the way people are mocking this. You know, the Lions often is because of that.
Yeah, I hate it. I get what you're saying. I totally get like why, but just please don't do this. Please don't do this, Lions. This makes it very difficult to draft Gibbs, because we're gonna start getting in a scenario, Badake, where it's like we all love Gibbs as a prospect. I think we can all agree, and then we're gonna try and just rationally explain why Montgomery won't be a thing, even though he will. Like Monty's gonna be a thing. for the next couple of years in Detroit. You don't sign him for that kind of money and then he's irrelevant. It's just not going to happen. The upside is very capped with Gibbs there. Johnston,
and I think, sorry, just to finish that off, the history in the running back room since Swift has been there has always been like, we got Swift, but once Swift went down, we had nobody. Swift went down, we had nobody. So once Jamal came in, I think they liked that rotation, and I think that's exactly what they're going to continue to do, is getting the rotation. Monty has injury history, right? I'm pretty sure Gibbs missed a couple games in college, right? So kind of having that rotation, but we'll see.
So Quentin goes to the Ravens. I really don't like this spot. It doesn't matter what wide receiver it is. I really don't want my wide receiver going to the Ravens, but he does. Zay Flowers goes to the Giants. And right now, I have a video releasing tonight. I have Flowers and Johnston tied as my wide receiver 2. I think I'd probably go Flowers over Johnston if this is actually where they landed. Addison at the 110 goes to the Steelers. Charbonnet goes to the Bears in the 3rd round, and Hendon Hooker gets 2nd round capital. He goes to the Seahawks. So, to me, look, like 2nd round doesn't say Hendon Hooker is guaranteed your future starter. Okay, we still don't know what Hendon Hooker looks like in a NFL-based offense. Right. And Geno Smith, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field if he plays like he did last year. I think this is one of those picks where it's like, okay, the capital is good, the landing spot is good, but how long do I have to wait to see my return on investment, right?
Yeah.
That's the question. In a year from now, there's a chance Hendon Hooker hasn't started a single game if this happens, right? And you're still wondering, did I get the best value at the 112? That's what's hard for me in those scenarios. I like knowing within a year if I hit or not, even though, I'm saying like his value has raised.
No, I get you.
Has risen or fallen, basically.
I get you. And I think they would do this to bring competition in for Geno. They would do this to really exploit and understand where they want to be, because I think the Seahawks understand that they're not going to be in a position again to have a top 5 pick right now. That's the way I'm thinking about it. That's why they're willing to secure Hendon Hooker, who is a first round draft, or who is a first round talent maybe in their eyes, in the early 2nd. I think in this mock, what they trade up for him, if I'm not mistaken, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, it's not a trade. It just says from Denver. So Seattle has the 2nd round from Denver.
Yeah.
So, hey, I think they kind of bring that in. Also, if I'm not mistaken, Geno has an out after this year, after this year in 2023. So they can move on from Geno. And then if they really like Hooker, continue with him. But once again, how are you going to know that if you don't see him on the field, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough.
All right, guys, if you want to see a second mock draft tonight, if you want more content, help us reach our like goal, which is 100 likes. Go ahead and smash that like button. Show us some love. Just tell YouTube, hey, I like these guys. Send it out there. Maybe some other people might like them through the algorithm. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and get into this 2nd round. Motor City Smith, I think is the name, is on the clock. And let's see what he decides to do. So it goes Josh Downs at the 2-1. Remember, Downs went to the Falcons in the 2nd round. Okay. I have a decision to make here. I have a difficult decision to make. I have a name in mind. I'm just going to quickly look through and make sure I'm not missing anyone.
Sure.
Just want to make sure there's no one on the board that I'm overlooking before I make this next pick. Oh. This might be too early to do this. Oh, dang. I think I might get some hate for this. This might be too early for some people. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. 3rd round running back. My RB4 right now, pre-draft rankings could change, could go down for sure. Is the RB4 off the board? Welcome to the squad, Israel Abanikanda. Abanikanda forever. He goes to the Cardinals in the 3rd round. And a rebuilding team trying to get younger and getting younger at almost every position. I'll take Izzy there. Those testing numbers are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. His RAS score was one of the highest of anyone in this class. He had the best vertical jump. He had the best broad jump of anyone in the class. He ran an unofficial, what was it, 4.38 at 5'11", 215 pounds. I think he's going to shoot up draft boards. I don't think this is a 5th round pick. At worst, I think this is a 3rd round pick like we saw in today's mock draft.
Yeah, definitely a guy can. I mean, we both like Izzy. Excuse me. So let's see if that does happen. I mean, the Cardinals is a really good landing spot for running back, right? I mean, James Conner's there, Keontae Ingram's there. I think he can easily win out, without a doubt, in my opinion, can win out over there. James Conner, if he does stay healthy. If he doesn't stay healthy, it gives him more of an opportunity to get on to get onto the field as soon as possible. So I definitely love that landing spot.
Yeah, so that's a pick I kind of want to make in like the mid-second, but I had to get my guy there. And
no, that's okay. And that's exactly what might happen, you know. I mean, one of these guys you might have to go out and get just based off of, you know, landing spot. Wow, a lot of tight ends, a good tight end run here.
Yeah, I think it makes sense, right? I mean,
yeah,
Kincaid I was considering at the 2-2.
I was surprised that he didn't go in the Kincaid or Meyer didn't go in the 1st. I mean, I know Michael went to the Bucks, Kincaid went to the Saints. Okay.
Yeah, Kincaid. If this is actually how it happened, IRL, Kincaid would be the first tight end for me. If Kincaid went to the Saints, Mayer to the Bucks, I just think we've seen. First off, I think Kincaid is the better receiving threat. Michael Mayer is a more complete tight end, but Kincaid is a better receiving threat. He's also better after the catch, and he links up with Derek Carr, who had Darren Waller in the past. So I think you can pretty easily make the case there.
Yeah, and just
A.T. Perry at the 2-9, a little early for what I would anticipate. Where did he go? He went to the Chiefs in the 3rd round. Okay, so he gets the Chiefs bump.
Yeah, that is pretty big. I mean, I'm trying to see where. Oh, okay, interesting. So I'll go running back or wide receiver here. So I'm stuck between 2 guys. I'm gonna go wide receiver. Give me Marvin Mims here. He goes to the Los Chargers in the 3rd round. And you know, we keep saying this for any wide receiver that goes there. Can Keenan Allen stay healthy? How long is that? You know, he's 30 plus years old. Mike Williams, excuse me. Can he stay healthy? 28 plus years old. One of these guys going to start moving on, and for them to invest in a wide receiver in the 3rd round, not taking a wide receiver in the 1st or 2nd, if I'm not mistaken, you know, this is a big investment, I would say, for them in this field, right? They get an offensive line in the 1st round. They trade back. So give me Marvin Mims here, guy that's going to be playing the slot role really, really well, and can definitely bring versatility for this team.
Yeah.
And looks like they trade up with the Packers to get Marvin Mims in this mock. Could be wrong here because it says mock trade with Packers. So
yeah,
I wonder how that feels.
Mims is a player that has moved up a couple spots in my rankings. I still have my concerns, as I've noted, you know, previously, but reception perception, you know, he's just so good at what he does, Matt Harmon over there. And I like Marvin Mims' profile, the way that he broke it down. But one thing that I wanted to highlight is his man coverage success rate in man coverage, which was 72.2%. That's 71st percentile, which puts him right around Jordan Addison and Zay Flowers. In fact, he had a better success rate versus man than Jordan Addison did. So, Matt Harmon's just great at what he does. You cannot ignore reception perception. Xavier Hutchinson and Cedric Tillman go off the board next. Where did Hutch go?
Xavier Hutchinson went to the Saints in the 4th,
Okay.
and Tillman went to Seattle in the 3rd.
Okay.
There is a running back. Now thinking about it, maybe I should have taken.
Well, let's let the board play out however it's going to play out. Any pick here in the 2nd round that you think is a reach or too high, too low, let us know.
I would say A.T. Perry. I know he gets Chiefs bumps, makes sense, but I think there's too many pathways he needs to go through just to get onto the field, especially being a 3rd round pick in this mock draft. Mingo, he did get 3rd round draft capital to the Cardinals, so I do like
Mingo
it.
was the one for me that I think was too early.
I do believe it's still early. The capital is there. The landing spot is nice, and with DeAndre Hopkins, expected to move, so I'm okay with that. I would say steals of this round is definitely the tight ends. Them falling, in my opinion, to this 206, 207. I think these guys could have went, from the 201 to the 204, and we would have been just as happy. I think I'm taking these. Are you taking Kincaid or Meyer over Hyatt in the 1st? Who went to the Cowboys, right? I mean, Tank as well.
Yeah. I mean, you know me. I'm not going to draft Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah. So Tank went to the Bucs. So I think I definitely would have taken both of those tight ends, Hyatt and Tank. I like Tank Bigsby to the Bucs. Not saying I don't like it. I think it's a bit too early.
For me, it was Abanikanda or Kincaid at the 2-2. So I agree. Kincaid is really good value there.
Where did Laporta go, actually?
Laporta went to the Bills in the 2nd. I mean, I like Laporta.
Okay.
I'm not as high on him than you. But to the Bills, I don't think that what's his nuts is going to be irrelevant.
Dawson Knox?
That's what's his nuts, yeah.
At high draft capital, then what's his nuts?
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe they really like Sam Laporta.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I just don't think he's going to be irrelevant.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the 2nd and to the 3rd round, rather. Thank you for all the likes so far, guys. Our like goal today is 100. So if you have yet to do so, drop that like if you want to see a 2nd mock draft. Help us get to that like goal. Motor City Smith is on the clock.
Motor City. Let's see where this running back goes.
So, to be honest, dude, there's a lot of running backs on the board that I think should have been drafted by now.
Now looking at it, 100%. I'm going through a lot of running backs, and I even said it, right? I should have taken a running back. Taken a running back over Marvin Mims for sure.
There are probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably 5 or 6 running backs that should be off the board already, in my opinion. And the one that stands out to me the most here. Oh my God, there's 2 really good options. Wow, I can't believe both of these guys are still available. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I see one.
Oh, there's like 3 running backs I want to draft here. Okay, let's just go draft capital then. Who had the bigger investments? Not by much. Sheesh.
Yeah, it's not by much. And
okay, let's go Chase Brown here. I'll go Chase Brown. Honestly, there's like 4 running backs I could justify drafting right now. I'll go Chase Brown. He goes in the 4th round to the Eagles. So he's got to compete with obviously Rashad Penny, but if Rashad Penny doesn't stay healthy, Chase Brown upside could be huge if he ends up being the starter there in Philadelphia. So I'll take him there.
And that's the guy I was talking about. I definitely would have taken him over Marvin Mims just by me going to the Eagles in the 4th. And like you said, right, like can Rashad Penny stay healthy? And I'm not a massive believer in Penny. I think Chase can come in and easily see some touches on the field. But I think there's going to be a battle for sure if Penny does stay healthy. But I really believe in Chase Brown and what he can bring and the attempts that he's seen on the ground in college over there. So I like it. There goes Devin Achane to the Giants, and then Zach Evans Where did Evans go?
Evans went to the Ravens in the 5th, but it's like the perfect spot in my opinion. I don't see a scenario in which Zach Evans doesn't share opportunities with J.K. Dobbins there. I would have drafted him if it was 4th round, but I couldn't do it because it was 5th. Tajay Spears at the 3-7. How is Tajay Spears falling that far?
Yeah, he went to the
4th round Patriots.
Rice went to the Bears.
That's a great pick.
Miller. Where did Miller go? Miller went to the Panthers. Not the sexiest. What round did Spears go? Was it 4th or 5th?
4th.
He went in the 4th. Okay.
Yeah, he went in the 4th.
Tyler Scott, Keyshawn Booty.
Keyshawn Booty, you on the clock here? What are you thinking? Where did Rashawn go?
Rashawn, he went to the Colts.
Oh yeah, that's a death sentence.
In the 5th round, so it's definitely not ideal.
There's still a name out there that I think is a really good move.
Let me see. I see one guy I'm okay to go. Tucker didn't get drafted, did he? I think I see one guy as well.
Tucker didn't get drafted, no.
And he goes in the 4th. You know what? I'm going to put some light on this. You know, we just had this conversation in this one quarterback video of a running back that it may not be sexy, but he does get higher draft capital than Isaiah Pacheco. And that's Eric Gray.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
He goes in the 5th round
4th.
To the 4th?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, he goes to the 4th round to the Kansas City Chiefs. And we've been saying this, we've been preaching this, sell Isaiah Pacheco, because even a guy like Eric Gray that we may not all be high on, that we may not all love and then have the best college profile, has a better draft capital than Isaiah Pacheco, is going to come in and be a threat already. You know, if this does happen, how would you feel about Isaiah Pacheco coming in and saying, well, I can see Eric Gray taking, 50%, 40% of the workload, and that already drops Pacheco's value from the 201 to the 204 to like the 205 to the 208, right? So if you can sell him high now, it would be a great opportunity, because look who you can get at the 201, Josh Downs. Right? Like this is what we're trying to say. So I'll take Eric Gray here.
Yeah. Pacheco's an interesting one because he fell for reasons outside of his control into the 7th round, and he does have the benefit of already showing success in the NFL. But I agree that to me, Eric Gray is the one that I worry about the least. Do you know what I mean? But still, you just spent 4th round capital on a running back this year when you spent 7th round last year. So it would be irresponsible to just say Pacheco has no competition if Eric Gray lands there. Like that would just be you as a Pacheco owner hoping that's the case. And I really wanted Michael Wilson to fall to me at the 4-2. I'm a big fan of Michael Wilson. He goes to the Cowboys in the 4th round. Was definitely going to take him if he was available. Okay, steal of the 3rd round to me is probably Tajay Spears at the 3-7. I think that's a great pick. Very good pick.
Interesting.
Anything else you want to highlight before we get into the 4th?
I'm just trying to see what Booty went. He went to the Texans. Yeah, I would agree. I would say Chase Brown would be the steal because I think he deserved to go in the 2nd round. That's what I would say. Like I said, I would have taken it at the 2-10.
Yeah, I'll take it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this last round here. Do us a favor, if you have yet to do so, drop that like. Bryce Ford Wheaton's off the board. Okay, what do we do here? Is there any tight ends that I have missed maybe? Oh, damn. Tucker Kraft went at the 3-11.
Yeah.
And he's a 2nd round pick by the Cowboys. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to look through, try and find the needle in the haystack. Oof. It's pretty barren at this point.
Yeah.
All right, who is screaming out to me? Bryce Ford Wheaton's already gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he is there, so I could consider drafting him. Don't see how he gets involved with that team. Zach Evans is already gone.
Did this guy go?
I might
Oh, he did.
we haven't talked enough about this player.
I wonder if it's the player that I just looked up and I was like, I put on my queue. Let's see.
We haven't talked enough about Parker Washington.
That's exactly who it was. He went to the bottom. Bro, he went to
Vikings,
the
in the
Vikings in the
fifth? Is
and
that
I
right?
just looked at it. Yeah, I just looked at it too. And I was saying, well, the Vikings didn't draft a wide receiver anywhere near this, right? So, and I'm not saying that he can beat out KJ Osborne or whatever.
I think he can, personally.
I'm saying there's a pathway to. But I'm not saying automatically he's going to. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Sure,
He's not
yeah,
automatically going to beat him, but I think there's a
KJ obviously
pathway.
has the benefit there because he's been in the NFL longer.
Yeah.
But I do like Parker Washington there in Minnesota. He could definitely become the wide receiver 2 there.
Mhm.
And yeah, when I think about Parker Washington's profile, he kind of complements Parker Washington pretty well. He probably is limited to a slot role. Yeah, he probably is limited to a slot role, but huge hands, massive hands, and I would say one of the most consistent hands in the class as well.
Yeah, huge hands, great hands. I think I thought I don't have the percentage in front of me. I think he had one of the lowest drop percentage rate amongst wide receivers, and he was a guy, like you said, a good slot receiver that can come in and help. There goes Luke Musgrave. That's what I was hoping for. Goes to the Bears. But yeah, I think Parker Washington is a great pick there. Another guy that's unfortunate, kind of like Sean Tucker, that coming in could have had this upside or could have been like a sleeper wide receiver, and didn't go to the combine because he was injured. Didn't do his pro day because he was injured, and still is struggling, I'm assuming, with that injury, and is probably going to fall based off that injury.
I just realized Luke Musgrave was available. Did I
Yeah,
just make a dumb mistake? Yeah, his second round tight end was available.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
where
fourth round.
That's where I was going. Because I thought you were gonna go Luke, and then
I would have if I
Parker
realized
Washington.
he was available. I definitely would have made that pick.
But yeah,
we didn't account for the fact that I'm a complete dumbass.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to figure out who to take here.
Okay, so Puka Nacua goes off the board. I love me some Puka. We haven't talked about him, but it's not my love for him hasn't faded. I just don't really want many wide receivers after that first group in this year's draft. I'll say this. Badake, there is, in my mind, like you think about Adam Thielen, late round pick, ended up being a star. Terry McLaurin, third round pick, ended up being like a very, I think he's a star. There will be one of those in this draft.
Exactly.
There will be. I can't tell you exactly who it is, but the names that I would throw out, Xavier Hutchinson, you guys know this, Michael Wilson, Parker Washington, Puka. I think Mingo is he's too hyped to be in that conversation. I think he has more hype than being this sleeper now.
Yeah.
You could probably add Jaden Reed to that conversation too.
I would definitely agree, and that the reason I've been kind of saying that for a while, because a lot of this wide receiver class may not be sexy, but the depth is there. They can come in and have a role in day one, and I think that's why someone like an Amon-Ra fell so far, because it was such a top-heavy class at the time that it kind of just skewed the whole perspective, right? And he fell. And I think where these guys are going to fall to the third and fourth round, and then be very, very valuable to these teams. Because like we said, Parker Washington, if Parker Washington went in the fourth round, third round to the Vikings, we're having a whole different conversation. about Parker. Same thing like with, I would say, Keyshawn Butte, like you said, all these guys that you name, Xavier, Michael Wilson, Marvin Mims, all these guys are gonna have a role. Which one is going to break out? We don't know. That's the thing. So maybe,
I mean, you even look at last year. I didn't think Tyquan Thornton would be a second-round pick. There will be a surprise. Like, one of these guys will be a surprise, most likely. Tyquan Thornton, I don't think should have gone that high. I don't mean disrespect, but Wan'Dale Robinson, I don't think should have gone that high. As much as I like John Mechie, don't think he should have gone that high. Certainly not Velus Jones, but
shout out to Velus Jones, 25-year-old rookie. I'll just take Sean Tucker here. Not much happening. I know he didn't get drafted, but hopefully this pro day that happens, he can show something special.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw a trade went down.
Okay.
I wonder. Okay, Danny Dimes has a new home in the Bravo League.
Billy on the street, always making moves. Billy,
always making moves. Back in my day. Okay, so what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna go back and forth, Badake and I, through the first round of an NFL mock draft. We didn't hit our like goal. We still want to extend the content a little bit for you guys.
Sorry, continue. I want to ask a question, but
no, go ahead.
How do you want to do this? Because I think we should have a pathway on how we want to mock this.
Do you mean a format, like a desired outcome?
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
say.
So, do we want should we go we can do different? We can play really conservative. We can do extravagant plays. We can. You get what I'm saying? Extravagant trades. Like, okay, like I was not really expecting this team to go up, even though there is an opportunity they can. Do you get what I'm saying? Do we want to play it smooth? Like, nah, let's just no trades, or throw some trades in, mix it up, have some fun.
I'm gonna be odds, you be evens. If there's an even team that you want to trade up and I'm on the clock, let me know, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about what we would require to move up.
I think, okay, that's fine. I think you can. I saw on PFF once that like you can mock with somebody, like you can invite them. Anyways, I could do that. I could be wrong. Maybe that's just like a back end thing. On PFF.
I haven't seen that unless someone else in the chat maybe has seen it. They can tell us.
Unless I just saw it wrong when I was watching their PFF mock.
Yeah, there's a couple other people who do the mock draft simulators as well, but I don't know if there's a way to invite you. I don't think so.
No stress. I'm going to do it with you at the same time.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Just so I'm not confused. Be like, who's there? Who's not there? Yeah. Mock draft simulator, and I'm gonna do evens. You said.
Well, do you want odds or evens? I don't care.
I don't care. I'm happy with evens.
Okay, I'll do odds. You do evens. If there's a team that is evens, because you control the evens that you want to move up, then let me know and we'll have conversations. But I think we should go as realistic as possible for this one.
Okay.
Honestly, no. Let's put. There are no limitations to this. Okay, just have fun.
And it's just the first round, right?
Just the first round.
Okay, so let me just choose my even teams.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that I have all the right ones.
It looks like Jasmine's fighting with someone in the chat. Nothing's new.
Is she? What's going on?
I don't know. They're just going back and forth on something.
You won't hit them? Nah, jokes. Nah, don't do that. Eagles, Texans. Why don't I have the Texans? Because I already have them. Patriots, Washington. I have Seattle already. Jacksonville, I have. Cowboys, I have. Bengals.
Just laughing at the back and forth in the chat. All right, let's get this thing started. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and start the draft here. And here's what we'll say before each pick: do you want to trade up? Am I willing to trade up? Each person, or am I willing to make a deal with you? So I'm not willing to consider anyone trading up with this pick, and we don't really need to think about it too much. My QB1 seems like all signs are pointing towards Bryce Young. I keep saying this. I don't feel like you make this move and you send all this capital unless there's a guy you clearly want. And to me, Bryce Young is the most different, generational, not what we have seen before type of quarterback in this class. So I'll take Bryce Young here to the Panthers with the 101. You're on the clock. And are you open to moving back? Let me ask you.
I am, and I'm gonna do as realistic as possible, right? And we're saying this. So according to the reports, Texans aren't into it. So if we're being realistic and we're going based off reports, Texans don't love CJ Stroud. So I am willing to either move back here, or if I don't have a good enough trade, I will take the guy that we've seen, Will Anderson, being the best player available in at least according to reports. So if you have somebody that does want to move up, I'm interested to see, and maybe I can.
So I'm controlling the Seahawks. I'm controlling the Raiders and the Titans, and we're all interested in moving up. I don't know that you would want to move all the way down to 11.
No. Oddly enough, the mock draft that we just did seems really, really smart for the Texans.
Right.
You know what? And there's also no point. It's true. Like, there's no point of me trading back and not me trading out and not taking Will Anderson now. Right.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm going to be taking Will Anderson here.
Okay.
Period. Because if anything, I need to be trading up and asking you now. Are you willing to trade back from, because now you have that.
I like this little wrinkle here. I'm willing to trade back, but I don't know that I want to trade all the way back to 12.
Okay.
What is the offer? Let's quickly answer this super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Yeah.
12 team, super flex, DJ Moore, Najee, Cheetah for Watson, 104, 24 first, Swift. I'm getting the pick side, by the way. Love the content. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the super chat.
Thank you so much.
DJ Moore, Najee, Tyreek
for
Watson, 105, 24 first, and Swift. I just don't like. I'm probably leaning on the DJ Moore side. I know that sounds crazy, but I love Christian Watson. I love the 105, but Swift is not the piece that I really want to trade for.
I'm really interested in where that 24 first is. And, we keep saying this is really hard to kind of gauge if that's a top 6 24 first. I'm really interested, but we will never know that.
I would agree.
But I do like the DJ Moore. Najee was a guy that I said you should be going out and getting on the low right now. Cheetah, obviously, you're probably trading for him, and he's just going to be a team until he retires. So I personally like DJ, Najee, and Cheetah. That's what I would
if you can turn Swift into something else, I would be more interested. I just don't really want Swift personally, but yeah, very close. Man, the more I think about it, I think it's a pretty even trade, man. I think that's a pretty even trade. I think that's even value both sides. Okay, I'm on the clock here, and yes, I am willing to trade back to number 12. But I'm going to ask a lot for you to do it, because not only are you trading up to 3, you're clearly trading up to get a quarterback. So Houston Texans at pick 12. I want 12. I want 33.
You want 12. You want 33, which is my early second round.
And I want your first next year.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I mean, that sounds like a lot, personally.
You're asking me to move from 3 to 12, and you're taking a quarterback. You got to pay up for a quarterback.
Let's do the trade. Let's see what this looks like.
All right.
I'm happy to do it once again. The thing is, like, hold on. Before we do this, the thing is, okay, so if I don't get a quarterback this year, where am I going? Who do I go? Like, does a quarterback fall to me at 12 there? Like, would Will Levis fall to me at 12? I don't think so, because I think you would take him with like the Raiders or the Titans. All right, let's do the trade.
Yeah, it's already done.
Just do it.
It's already done. You're on the clock.
On your side. What was it? What was the trade?
3 for 12, 33, and a first rounder.
Okay, I mean, select your team. Okay, hold don't even know how to do this.
Exactly. Dynasty Day Trader says the 49ers moved from 11-3 and gave up 2 future firsts in the third.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
I think that's the minimum you'd have to pay.
Okay, so, oh my gosh, I did the wrong thing. It's okay. I know what to do.
Okay. All right, well, who's the pick here? Surely you're not thinking too hard about this, right?
No, I'm just trying to make sure it's on my. That's the
okay.
thing.
But make the pick, and then we can.
Okay, so now I have the Colts. The Colts are either in love with Anthony Richardson.
So I'm guessing you're drafting C.J. Stroud.
Oh my gosh, C.J. Stroud. Yeah, C.J. Stroud. Say less. Sorry,
okay.
I'm so on my
Colts.
board is all messed up right now because of what I did, but it's okay.
Okay, you're on the board with the Colts. C.J. Stroud goes at 3. So they get Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud. What are you doing here with the Colts at 4?
With the Colts at 4, I think the Colts will go Will Levis.
Okay.
That's what I think. So I'll take Will Levis to the Colts, and it may not be sexy for the fantasy community, and we all probably want Anthony Richardson to go to the Colts, but let's take Will Levis here.
If it's a quarterback, to me, it's got to be Anthony Richardson. But
I hear you, but there's still I'm just going based on what I heard. Both are kind of in the running. They either like him or they don't. Do the Colts trade back? I don't think they do. Right? Okay. Do they Colts trade out of it? Do they take a Tyree Wilson? Do they take somebody else? I think we should go Will Levis, which we already did. So you're the Seahawks. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm on the clock here, and I'm playing this from the angle. The Seattle Seahawks are a good team. Okay. They're a good team. They have a quarterback who played pretty well last year, and they have on a decent contract. I don't think this time next year you're in a position to pick a quarterback. You are now in the position to pick a quarterback. I know it's not necessarily a need, but Geno Smith can only take you so far, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and take Anthony Richardson here at pick number 5. Great crew around him, right? You've got your left tackle, your franchise left tackle already there in Charles Cross. You've got a great coaching staff around you. You have a quarterback who can start, so you don't have any pressure year one to go out there and perform. You can sit back, you can learn an offense, you can talk to Pete Carroll. They can hire whoever they want to work specifically with Anthony Richardson. But I'll take A-Rich here. We got 2 first-round picks. This pick was a gift to us from Denver. Let's risk it with some upside. So I'll take A-Rich there at pick 5. You're on the clock with the Lions.
Okay, Lions here. In the 6th, man, the 6th pick. I personally think Tyree Wilson doesn't fall past this.
Okay.
Probably one of the best edges here on, I guess second best technically. Outside of Will Anderson. So they go Tyreek. They kind of get a guy that helps go on the defensive side there with Aiden Hutchinson. So let's go Tyree Wilson here. I think it just makes sense.
Okay. Tyree Wilson is a Detroit Lion, which means that Jalen Carter is still available. I don't know that the Raiders are going to pass on Jalen Carter.
According to everything that I'm reading and hearing and listening to, Jalen Carter is gonna fall into the middle.
I don't think so. That's a smoke screen in my opinion.
And maybe it is. But
this is probably the best player in the draft, and we're at pick number 7.
Best player in the draft who was at his pro day that wasn't in shape.
Are we gonna go pro day or years of film that prove he's a dominant player?
Sure. I mean, 1 year can really mess up his whole career, though. One thing, him not being in shape. Once again, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying I don't believe in Jalen Carter. I'm just saying with everything that's happening and what we've heard.
Yeah, we need an impact defensive player on this team. We need to give our cornerbacks less pressure on their shoulders. I need to open it up for Chandler Jones, who we signed to a big term contract. And I want to pair Max Crosby with the best player in this draft. And we're going to take Jalen Carter here at pick number 7. Welcome to the Las Vegas Raiders. We have Jimmy G on the other side. We still have Devontae Adams. We're going to take the best player in the draft here at pick number 7. So welcome to Las Vegas, Jalen Carter. You're on the clock here with the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay. You know, I can easily go Bijan here. Should I? That's the question. They need an edge, says wide receiver, quarterback. They just got Jeff Okudah here as well. Man, I mean, you think of they signed so many people in the offseason as well. They got some offensive line weapons. I don't think they go wide receiver. I know a lot of people, even PFF thinks they believe, you know, they say they need a wide receiver, but I think they're pretty set with Drake and
I don't
Pitts
think they would
there.
go here at wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't think they would go here either. I mean, where would they actually go? Do I just go edge here and like go with the best available edge and Luke Van Ness? I think that might be a bit high. Do they pass up on Devin Witherspoon here? Which I don't believe so. I think he's, you know, one of the best corners here. And I don't see why they would pass up there. I know they got Jesse Bates now. I think they make their strength even stronger, honestly. Unless they go Peter. I've never seen Peter going there.
Yeah, it's not a huge need for them, but it doesn't mean that they can't make the pick.
They can't make the pick, right? And that's kind of where I'm going to go Devin here because I think what's strong already, they're going to continue to make stronger. And, you know, I really believe that they're going to continue to build in that secondary. I don't think there's anyone here that is going to help him outside of Peter Skoronski, but they really invest in their offensive line in the free agency. So,
yeah. Okay. So we're going
Devin.
Devin.
Yeah.
Devin Witherspoon off the board. Yeah. Edge, unless you're huge on Nolan Smith, which, you know, some people are, it kind of feels like you're forcing it a bit at pick number 8 with no Tyree Wilson on the board. Jalen Carter would have made a lot of sense. Staying in the hometown of Georgia, or the home state of Georgia, rather. All right, the Bears are on the clock. Is there any odd team that wants to trade up with us? Any even team that would like to trade up? Probably not here.
No, probably not. I mean, I'm looking at the Cardinals. I got the Cardinals, the Patriots, Washington, the Lions. I don't think the Lions will trade up. I mean,
I don't think we need to overthink this too much. This is going to be offensive line. It's between Peter Skoronski and Paris Johnson for me. And I think Peter's a safe pick, but Paris is the... if both of these players reach their potential, Paris is going to be the better player overall. I'll take Paris Johnson here at pick number 9. We need to solidify a left tackle for our future with Justin Fields. So I'll take Paris Johnson there. You're up on the board with pick number 10.
Okay, Paris Johnson. Okay, I was not expecting Paris Johnson to go, which makes my decision a little bit easier as the... once again, I don't believe they're going to go wide receiver. I do believe Peter Skoronski could definitely be a pick here. I would even say, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like Deonte Banks, I feel like it might be a bit too early, but I think Peter can definitely get kicked out to guard as well. A guy that's versatile, and I think they will go. They need to all invest in this offensive line. So, Jason Kelsey is getting older. They're getting some, I know they re-signed somebody, I forgot, Lane Johnson to another year as well. And they're all 30 plus years old. So give me Peter Skoronski here going to the Eagles.
All right, Peter Skoronski goes to the Eagles. We're going to see a little run of tackle here because with the Tennessee Titans, clearly there's no quarterback I want to take at this point. And I could go wide receiver here. Maybe this is me thinking with my fantasy mind too much. I just don't want a wide receiver to go to the Titans. I also have back-to-back picks because I control the Cardinals. I'm gonna go offensive tackle here again. It's between Darnell Wright and Broderick Jones. I know they're further down PFF's board, but I still think that they are both worthy of being drafted this high. 6'5", 311 pounds for Broderick. He's just this massive man. Anton Harrison, I think, is just as big, 6'4", 315. It's really a flip of a coin. I don't know who they prefer, but I think it would be between Broderick, Anton, and Darnell Wright. Between these three options, let's go Darnell Wright here. We'll go Darnell Wright. Tennessee tackle stays in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, that's definitely the pick. I was definitely gonna go there with the Jets. So I'm gonna have to.
Well, I'm still on the clock here.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to reevaluate now, not as you are on the clock.
So I'm on the clock here, and to me, we desperately need a cornerback, and my cornerback one is still on the clock, still on the board. That's Christian Gonzalez. Dude tested like an absolute freak, which is very important for cornerbacks. He's got the size, 6'1", 197 pounds. Not as technically sound as a Devin Witherspoon, but we just lost Byron Murphy. There's talks about Buda Baker wanting to move on. We need to get some sort of potential in this secondary. Someone who could be a pillar for our defense. We'll take Christian Gonzalez here. My cornerback one, I feel better about trading back from 3 now that we get him. And you're on the clock here with the Jets at pick 13.
Okay, so Christian Gonzalez goes to the Cardinals. Now I'm on the Jets. I mean, I'm looking at the best available tackle here, and I have heard this guy's name before, and that is, here we go. Hold on, give me a second. That's a tackle out of Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Broderick Jones. Where can I find? Okay, here we go. Broderick Jones. So I'm looking at Broderick Jones and or Osiris Torrance out of Georgia. I mean Florida, excuse me.
Are you open to a trade back?
I'm interested.
Oh, I don't control this team. Never mind. I was considering trading up with the Chargers, but I don't own the Chargers.
You don't own the Chargers? Okay.
Is that too far back for the tackles, though?
Yeah, because I do believe the Bucks can.
Oh wait, this is my pick. Sorry.
Wow, you have 3 picks in a row.
Yeah, because we did that trade. I'm just remembering I'm odds, but you controlled the Texans and the yeah, you went 3 in a row or 2 in a row. My bad. Have we been? Yeah. No, we've been doing that right. Sorry, that's my bad. This is my pick. Yeah.
No, this is your pick because you had 11, you got traded to 12, and now you're odds. Yeah.
So this is my pick. So
you're right.
I can trade back, but you don't own the Chargers.
I don't own the Chargers.
Let's not make it any more difficult than it needs to be. Broderick Jones, welcome. At the end of the day, this is going to be Aaron Rodgers in town, and we don't know what we're getting with Mekhi Becton. Let's bring in another offensive lineman here. You're on the clock here with the Patriots.
Yeah, with the Patriots here. Okay, let me just take Broderick Jones here.
Actually, let me ask you now then. Are you willing to trade back? I've got the Chargers who are calling.
I'm just trying to think if there's somebody else that would take.
I've got the Chargers calling, and we're going to offer you our 2nd and 3rd round pick to move up to 14 from 21.
Okay, let me see.
And let's say a future... Okay, apparently PFF saying I'm paying too much. So let me give you my 1st, a 2nd, and a future 3rd.
A future 3rd.
1st, 2nd, and a future 3rd.
Okay, you know what? Let's do it. I'll take the chance here. I think this is a typical, Bill Belichick move. Robert Kraft move. Maybe they do trade back. They have a couple other people they like in mind. So what was the trade one more time? So
I'm giving you 21, 54, and a future third and 24 for pick 14.
21, 54, and a future third for pick 14. I'm just gonna force this trade. Okay, so you are on the clock here.
All right, I'm on the clock with the Chargers, and to me, the perfect fit here is Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. My wide receiver one in the class. I've compared him a lot to Keenan Allen, a little Cooper Kupp, a little Amon-Ra St. Brown, a little Larry Fitz in there. I think he is an elite wide receiver prospect. People say there is no elite prospect in this class at the wide receiver position. I would argue that there is one, and it's JSN. So obviously we're having a little fun here. Maybe not as realistic, but there's going to be some sort of crazy trades that happen in the draft, guys. It's not going to just be straight top to bottom. No one makes trades. Everything looks like it does in these mock drafts. So I'm having a little fun here. JSN is with the Chargers. We need weapons to compete in the AFC West. Sean Payton is now in town. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. The Raiders are going to Raider, but you gotta compete with those two teams. So JSN, welcome to the squad. We have our future piece for Justin Herbert to be built around.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity that I do
I just made 4 picks in a row.
Yeah, and you're on the clock once again with the Green Bay Packers.
All right, I'm on the clock with the Green Bay Packers. Does anyone want to trade up with us?
I personally don't think so. Right now, I'm looking at my teams.
It would be for a wide receiver because
it would be a wide receiver. I mean, I'm looking at. I have the Cowboys. I have the Bengals. I also have, the Ravens. I don't think they would want to trade up. I don't think the Seahawks want to trade up. I don't even think the Lions want to trade up. So I'm happy to stay put right now. Because if it's going the right way, if there's a run of defensive players in that early to mid, pick 6 to pick 12 here, then this can really work out in some of these late round teams' favor.
Yeah, Lucas Van Ness here. I just don't know. I don't know if I'm in on Lucas Van Ness. I'm struggling to get there with some others. Don't know about you, but as much as we know about the defensive players, like we don't know everything. But
yeah, we don't know anything about some of these guys.
Oof, man, I think I'm gonna do something that is potentially controversial. No, I want to play this realistic. I was going to go wide receiver. When Russell Wilson left, the Seahawks finally drafted an offensive lineman in the first round. When the Packers moved on from Aaron Rodgers, maybe they finally go wide receiver. But I'll play this a little bit more realistic. It feels like defensive line here. I want it to be a tight end or a wide receiver, but that's just not really how the Packers operate, I don't think. So we're going to go defensive line here. And, man, it feels a little early for Kalijah Kancey.
I think that's kind of where I would go right there, but
it feels a little too early. We're gonna go Lucas Van Ness here. I don't love it. I'm just trying to think about what the Packers would do. The Packers are very boring, so I'm gonna make a boring pick.
Okay, so Lucas Van Ness goes to the Packers. Now I have your Washington Commanders quarterback, guard, linebacker. Quarterback, guard, center, linebacker. I mean, do you go JaMychal Smith here? I mean, that's pretty early, I would say, for a center.
Yeah, that's way too early.
John Michael Smith, I would say. There's also... Do you go like Deontay Banks? Do you go like a Joey Porter? Didn't you guys just lose one of your corners recently? I don't know what you guys would do here, but those two are the guys that are standing out to me.
Sure.
I like Deontay Banks right here. I don't mind Joey Porter. I kind of want you to take Joey Porter to the Steelers and just be like, that's where his dad played, right? Like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'll take Deontay Banks here. I'm pretty sure you guys are missing a corner. I don't know, to be honest. Once again, we don't know the defensive players, but this just seems nice. It seems cool. It seems like a guy that will go a little bit earlier with a lot of talks about Deontay Banks and how he performed at the Combine. So
yeah, we traded a defensive back to the Steelers Yeah, so we could definitely use cornerback. Deontay Banks makes sense because he's from Maryland. He's from the DMV. At least that's where he went to college. I don't know if the Steelers are on the board. I don't know if they go Joey Porter because it just feels like it makes too much sense, and it's almost like these shoes you have to step in. This pressure that is, you know, I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say. Like it's a lot of pressure to kind of step into those shoes.
Yeah, I definitely hear you.
But at the same time, there's really
though,
no obvious answers outside of that. You know, I think we're gonna go tackle here. I understand Joey Porter's dad and everything. I just think there's too much pressure to put on his shoulders there, and I think we're probably gonna go the kid out of Oklahoma. Just want to make sure. Yeah, we're gonna go Anton Harrison, excuse me. So you're up on the clock now with the Detroit Lions.
Okay, Antoine Harris, tackle. Okay, I got the Lions here. You know, this could be really nice for another like Kancey here, and or I would also say Miles Murphy. I think that could be very interesting now at this point in time. Or Nolan Smith at this point in time. Even we can even go down to like Michael Mayer, right? Or a Dalton Kincaid. There are a lot of people here for the Lions to kind of build around.
They went edge first pick. Keep that in mind.
They did go edge first pick, which kind of solidifies my pathway here, and I feel like I should go tight end.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me just double check if there's anyone else. I mean, it's crazy that Bijan is still on the board.
I know.
I mean,
this is like it's possible he falls. This is what's crazy. If it's not the I'll say this: if it's not the Falcons or the Bears at pick 9 or 10, he could fall.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, let's go. I would say let's go the bigger body guy that can play on the line. Let's go Michael Mayer.
Okay, Michael Mayer is the pick here.
Michael Mayer. I
the
think
Lions
that's more
are
the Dan Campbell guy.
Difficult to pick for because there's a lot of different ways that you can go. Hey, I'm gonna do something a little bit out of the ordinary here for the Bucks. I think there's no offensive lineman that makes a lot of sense to me here.
Well, would you be willing to
trade back? Yes.
To trade back?
Yeah. Who you got for me?
I have the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Trading up. This is the big Jerry splash, right? This is the big. This is the moment where Jerry says, "Bijan's here. Let's go for it."
Okay.
Let me see what type of trade I can select team to trade with.
Trading up for a running back, though. Okay, let's do it.
I don't know. I mean, there are some teams that could go for him. I mean, the Vikings also need a running back with Dalvin in question. The Giants would, right? I mean, sounds crazy. The Bills can trade up.
Ravens, okay, yeah.
Ravens, you know.
So
like,
give me your second, and we'll make this deal.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so the Cowboys are on the clock.
Dallas Cowboys here. And you just want my second, and then we're gonna force a trade.
I thought it was gonna be wide receiver moving up like this, but
I mean, I could once again.
Hey, Bijan was the guy you were targeting, so let's make it happen. Let's make
Bijan. Yes, I'll take Bijan here at the 19th pick with Dallas trading up.
Okay.
Don't do us like this, Badake. Hey, you told Jerry not to do you like that.
It is a Jerry splash move for sure. I'm just surprised we're moving up for a running back. That's like, it's already a big no-no to go running back first round, but we're also trading up for it. Okay, so you're also on the clock again with the Seahawks.
Okay, the Seahawks here. All right. Where did the Seahawks go?
We went A-Rich with our first pick.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see what they do. I feel like Miles Murphy might be the go here.
Okay.
Let's take Miles Murphy.
All right, Miles Murphy is a Seahawk. You're up on the clock again because of the trade back with the Patriots.
Okay. And let's go Nolan Smith here going to the Patriots.
I like it. And you're up on the clock once more with the Ravens.
Once more with the Ravens. Okay. I mean, Ravens have to go wide receiver here.
Okay.
The question is which one? Okay, Ravens. This is where the run of wide receivers are probably going to go. Which one goes? Is it Quentin that goes to the Ravens?
I would say he makes
Addison?
sense for what they have, but yeah, actually, I mean, you can make a case for Addison here as well.
You can make a case for both, right? I mean,
yeah.
I personally feel like Jordan Addison. That's what I would say.
Okay, Jordan Addison is the pick then.
Let's go Jordan Addison here, and now you're on the clock.
I'm on the clock, and yeah, I see Quentin there, but we're gonna go Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is the pick here at pick 23. I'm kind of obsessed with this idea. I'm kind of obsessed with how Zay Flowers would complement Justin Jefferson. Good luck covering these two. Zay Flowers is an extremely underrated route runner. In fact, he had a better success rate versus man, I believe, and press than Jordan Addison, according to reception perception. But, oh my God, I love the thought of this offense. Justin Jefferson, you can't double anymore because Zay Flowers is there. And over the middle of the field, you've got TJ Hawkinson. This is hot. This is fire hot. I'll make it happen here at pick 23. You're on the clock with the Jags at pick 24.
Okay, so there goes Zay Flowers off the board. So hold on, wait. Jordan Addison. I'm just trying to catch up on my side.
Yep.
Zay Flowers. Jags. Okay, Jags. I think Jags go safe. I think this is where maybe Joey goes potentially.
Okay.
Joey feels nice here. I would also say Brian Branch feels nice here.
Yeah.
I think they need to solidify more in the defensive side of the ball. Let's go Joey Porter.
Joey Porter Jr. is the pick. All right, Joey Porter Jr. is off the clock, off the board, and now Quentin Johnston's kind of staring us in the face here. Do we want to make that pick?
All I gotta say is, and I'm glad I don't have my Giants. All I gotta say is, I'd not be surprised if they don't take Quentin Johnston here, trade back, and get somebody else.
So who do you want to trade back then?
Well, I'm saying more like they would trade out of the first.
Okay.
So that's obviously a big hypothetical.
Yeah, I hear you.
But
you know what?
I can definitely see them going different
How do you
ways.
feel about Brian Branch here?
Yeah, we need a safety. We just lost Julian Love. It makes sense if they like Brian Branch.
We're gonna go Brian Branch here, and
I would also say Alcides Torrance because we do need a guard.
Brian Branch is already on the
Cam
squad
Smith
here
as well. Oh, he is. Okay, say less.
I'm up with these next two picks because the Cowboys and Bucks traded. So I got the Bucks here. Man, I don't think tight end is as pressing as a need as like media is saying it is. Kate Otten isn't awful, and they're rebuilding. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know where you want to go, Beer. I think offensive line. I mean, I see somebody here that you could potentially take out of Florida, stays in Florida.
Yeah. Offensive line or defensive line?
Offensive line.
You're saying Alcides Torrance, yeah.
Yeah, that just makes sense there.
I think they need to get younger on the offense and the defensive side, but I think Torrance is a pretty good pick. Let's go Alcides Torrance. And then we're going to make a little bit of a splash here with the Bills. The Bills are going to draft Quentin Johnston. He's going to be the opposite side of Stephon Diggs. I haven't seen this landing spot, and I wanted to kind of, for Quentin, I wanted to kind of play devil's advocate. Like one of these teams could, back half. Is this the weapon that's missing to put us over the top in the AFC? Maybe, maybe not. The Bengals have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, right? The Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. The Eagles have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. The Bills need someone to complement Stephon Diggs, and the timeline is getting shorter and shorter for Diggs. He's getting older and older, so I'll go Johnson there. You're up on the clock.
Yeah. I think this one's pretty obvious. Let's keep it simple and fast. Give me Dalton Kincaid here going to the Bengals. Exactly what they need. And they just fall right into their lap there.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on the board with the Saints. This feels like Kalijah Kancey here.
Ooh, I was really hoping for the Eagles.
Yeah, this feels like Kalijah Kancey. There's not really a guard that I can point to. Let's I think this is Kalijah Kancey here. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
You're on the clock. He just feels like a Saint to me. Like his name, like this feels like a Saints pick.
Ryan Ramczyk. Kalijah Kancey.
Yeah.
It makes sense. All right, the Eagles here. Definitely so many ways they can go, right? Does Cam Smith go in the first though? He's a cornerback. They don't need corners.
No, they could use a corner. Who'd you go with the first pick? Peter Skoronski? They could definitely go corner. I mean, they're just trying to load up on positions that they're already strong on, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't go like the best Brian Brees. I don't think they would
Brian
go
Bresee, yeah.
I don't think they'll go there. I mean, they're so stacked and still young there.
They just added an edge with their 10th with their they went offensive line.
They went offensive line. I think this is why I would go defense.
Okay.
What about linebacker? I don't think there's anyone here in the first for linebacker. I just hate
doing that in the first, but someone always ends up doing it.
And the only reason why I say that is because they lost both of their linebackers, didn't they?
You know, the Eagles are notoriously not linebacker in the first round type people, though. I would be surprised if they made that pick.
They also said they need wide receiver, which is absolutely hilarious. Guard, center. Let's just go corner or something. Maybe let's just go Cam Smith. I'm not really sure where they would go personally. Unless you have an input here for the Eagles, but I'm happy just to go Cam Smith.
Yeah, I think Cam Smith could make sense.
Unless they go running back. I mean, we can spice it up. Go Jameer here.
Could go Jameer Gibbs here if you wanted. I think that feels like more the fantasy pick than the real life pick.
That's the thing.
So they went tackle. I think they go defensive line here, dude. To me, it's probably
Brian. You think, or even lower?
I'm thinking
than that? Felix Usama. Okay, let's go Felix. I'm happy with that. Once again, I'm not really sure where he would go or like his history, but I'm happy to go out of Kansas State. It looks like they get Felix Uzama.
All right, I'm up with the last pick we're gonna make today with the Chiefs.
Close it out.
Really? I don't know. I think this is a trade back, and I'm gonna force something to happen that I think could happen. This is Hendon Hooker here. I just need to find out who it is. Who is it getting Hendon Hooker?
Well, I would say it would
be the Titans.
I would say the Raiders, because the Raiders didn't get a quarterback. Titans could as well. Washington.
I'm gonna initiate this. Who has Hendon Hooker visited?
The Giants. That's the one I can think of. I'm pretty sure he went to the Raiders as well. I'm pretty sure he went to the Titans as well.
Giants. Okay, so. Sorry, let me see. So he went to the Texans, Colts, Raiders, Saints, Giants, Bucks, Titans. So he does have a top 30 with the Titans. Let's keep it double Tennessee here. We're gonna have the Titans trading up.
Okay. So Tennessee gets
to me,
Darnell Wright.
It's not that the Chiefs couldn't make a pick here, but I feel like they could wait. There's not a clear person on the board for me that I'm like, oh my god, this is the perfect fit. So we're gonna do a trade here. We're gonna make the Titans, where are they? Tennessee Titans are going to trade up, pick 31-42, and give me 72 as well. Okay, who knows what the compensation actually is, right? But we want that 5th year option for Hendon Hooker. So Hendon Hooker is a Tennessee Titan. Not only do we go Hendon Hooker, we also go Darnell Wright at pick 11. So his teammate, tackle, is now following him to the Tennessee Titans. So that is it for the first round here.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
You know, we try to be as consistent as realistic as possible with as much as we know with some of these players. But it was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I think we messed it up because now I can't like export this.
Can you end round?
Like you can't end. It says if you want to adjust settings, you will lose your current progress, which is annoying.
Can you switch it to like?
And we control every team.
I would just spam every pick. Just draft.
You think so? Okay.
If you want, just so you can get that screenshot of the first round, but it's gonna take a lot,
Yeah, this is gonna go all the way to. Oh, is it only 2 rounds? Let's see.
Yeah.
I hope it's only 2 rounds. If this is like 7 rounds, we're not doing this.
So we can put it on Twitter and say
oh, look, Josh Downs went to the Chiefs.
There you go. Yeah, I won't be surprised if my Giants don't take Quentin if he is available, if Jordan Addison or Zay is not there. I keep saying this gut feeling somehow. I want Quentin, but I don't think they like him.
You know what's funny is like all these picks that we're making aren't crazy. Some of them are, but ooh, Charbonnet ended up with the Bears. Okay, grading your draft. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it for today.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's
I'm
good.
gonna
That's
put
fun.
this on the old Twitter. But that was fun. We should do that more often.
Yeah, I think next week we should do one all realistic, maybe ones with crazy trades, just so we can see the accurate. And then we do one right before the NFL draft, and just say this is the most accurate we truly believe with all the reports that we have, with everything that we know, and then we just have it released. I think it'll be really cool. It'll be really exciting. Brings a lot of people in, and maybe we have one with, I don't know, with some other people or something. But I think it could be fun.
Yeah, I think so too.
Really, really fun. I love the idea. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Honestly, same.
It's like Christmas time, It's like you just can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Your team is now on the clock. Remember that?
Your team is on the clock.
Your team is now on the clock.
So things that we got a little weird with: the Texans moving up, the Chargers moving up,
the Cowboys moving up,
Cowboys moving up, Patriots moving back. Zay Flowers to the Vikings feels a little different.
Quentin to the Bills feels different as well.
Yeah, Quentin to the Bills feels.
Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, Hendon
Titans
Hooker
trading up for Hendon Hooker. So I think these are all like really interesting moves here.
Yeah. All right, guys, that is it today. Thanks for joining us. We will be live tomorrow doing a Dynasty Superflex startup mock draft. That is it. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys very soon. All